DOMS and K.O.N. podcast. We back. Boom.
Bang, bang, bang.
We back. Episode 30.
Oh, shit.
Episode
30.
Episode 30 of the DOMS and K.O.N. podcast. How's everybody doing? If you're listening to this in the morning, good morning. If you're listening to this at night, hope you're relaxing, taking a load off, listening to a little DOMS and K.O.N. podcast.
And if you're a lost space station somewhere out in the world, you're losing oxygen and you're going to die soon. So hopefully this is just the last thing you hear.
Yeah, if you
while you guys are rocking out.
If you for some reason have the DOMS and K.O.N. podcast in your headphones while you're in space, then yeah.
And hopefully there's alien eggs inside your stomach and it's about to burst out at any time. Circa
right.
Aliens 1. Or just Alien, the original one.
Okay.
That's what I'd consider it.
Okay. We're back. Yeah, episode fucking 30, man.
Holy fuck, man.
I guess first of all, I have to apologize to the people. We have to apologize to the people because
it's been a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it hasn't really been a while since the last episode came out. Well,
wasn't it like 2 weeks ago already?
The last episode came out a week ago.
But we
recorded it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So long story short, I've been having a ton of computer issues, man. Just shit is fucking up, especially when I start to edit. When I'm like in Final Cut and I'm trying to edit videos, I'm having a terrible time with that. Basically, like before, when we started and shit, when we started the podcast, I would or like I'm trying to think of how long it would take to like render a video or something, you know,
about like a day and a half, right? Or 2 days?
No, like when we fucking like even the 2021 like those episodes and shit, it would take, because color correcting an hour and a half video is gonna take some time. So to render that, it would take about like 5 or 6 hours to like to like render a fucking an hour and a half video or whatever. It'd be like 6 hours, 8 hours maybe, and the last like 3 episodes we've done, I've noticed it start to take longer and longer and longer. And this last one, that I tried to fucking render,
it was the mother
is like
load.
It's like I'm thinking like, okay, it's gonna be like 10 hours or it's gonna be something like that. You know, it's gonna be a long time, and I press it to render. And this shit tells me 3 days.
Shit.
So we recorded the last podcast 2 weeks ago, and we recorded on like a Monday, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get it up by Thursday.
Yeah.
The podcast didn't end up coming out
it's like next Friday or something.
It was the Tuesday of the following week. So
it was a while.
Basically, I set it to render on fucking Tuesday or whatever, and it didn't finish rendering until like Friday. And then exporting it's a whole other thing, and that took a fucking few days. So basically, I was waiting days for the last fucking podcast to get done, and it's definitely something going on with my computer. I think it's just, I don't know what it is. I tried to delete a bunch of shit off there. I'm supposed to have my brother look at it, and hopefully he can fix it. And
sounds like we'd need a good old-fashioned Kickstarter account. Some crowdfundage would help out a lot.
Yeah, fund the DOMS and K.O.N.
Because would you say that this computer glitch would affect your recording music, or do you think it's all visual thing?
It's everything, man. It's
so there might also be a delay in your music.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've been trying. And because I have two, like
Patreon.
we record the podcast off of the desktop, and then I do all my editing on the laptop and shit. So it's the desktop is really old, so I've been sort of having like small problems with that shit. And as of like late, I've been like trying to record songs, and the computer will just like turn off. It'll just turn black, and then it'll pop back on, and I'll be like, whoa, fuck.
And everything's missing, right?
No, it's
really?
It just pops back up and shit. Like it doesn't like restart. It just kind of like shuts down and then like pops back up at where it was or whatever. And so like the last like few songs I've tried to record have been like a fucking epic fail because they just like the session will crash. I think it's just my computer's overheating maybe. It's like it's kind of getting hot now and it's
the way I could tell when mine
computer
was starting to glitch out is like when automation, because like before it would like open up, and instead it would just click onto automation. You know what I mean? From like a regular recording to just flipping over as opposed to like opening up. You know what I mean? And I was like, all right, this is starting to get bad.
Something's acting weird with it.
Yeah,
right?
When it starts to get a little bit slower, a little bit glitchy, or just it's moving like it's not supposed to be moving like that. But regardless, Mac computers still work the best compared to a PC.
Yeah.
A PC would already been done fucking 6 years ago.
Right. So I've had the fucking desktop for quite a while, and it's been holding me down. Recently, I've been having a little bit of troubles with it, but I'm still making it work. I've still been making it work. Laptop, however, which is funny because I'm pretty sure the laptop is newer. I think the laptop is a newer.
For sure.
I mean, I got it newer, but I got it used or whatever.
Because the desktop was gotten in 2011 or whatever. So whenever that was, I guess 6 years ago.
I don't even know how old this fucking laptop is, honestly. But I got it recently, so it should be fine. And yeah. So editing videos has literally been like a fucking nightmare. It like gets like super glitched out. I'll like click on something, everything will freeze, the little ball will pop up, spin for a while.
The ball of death.
And then like what I tried to do will get clicked on. So it's like a super delayed reaction of everything. Mostly when I'm in, god damn it, we're having fucking problems with the goddamn camera right now, and I'm not using my phone this time because I thought using the phone footage was a reason.
Yeah, we do this experiment to see if that's the problem.
Yeah, because we were using my phone for like the second angle, so it didn't just pop up a black screen like you've been seeing for the last fucking 5 minutes. But it's popped up like 3 fucking times. It's really annoying. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck I was just saying. I got annoyed at the goddamn camera cutting out. Yeah, so we're not using my phone this time because we wanted
to see if that was the problem.
Yeah,
or
we wanted to see if it would at least do like less time and shit. Like if it would take less time to render because we weren't using my phone footage. So you're gonna occasionally see a screen that's like,
sorry for technical difficulties.
Yeah,
we'll be right back with a picture of a bee.
Or just a picture of us, probably.
We'll be right back.
Oh, like a bee? Like a buzz?
Yeah, you never seen those where they'll have like local access television and like, or like The Simpsons would always do that shit where it'd be like technical difficulties and it'd have like some sign or whatever.
We'll be right back with the bee.
Yeah, there's like a few of them and shit like that.
That's funny. That's funny. But, oh, god damn it. And it just happened again.
We're gonna see.
I don't know why the fuck it's happening like that, dude. I don't know what's going on.
We're gonna see if DOMS' anger management classes have been paying off right now this episode.
I didn't have any weed before this podcast, guys, so I'm a little fucking irritated right now.
Shit's gonna get bad real quick. I'm already feeling it.
But yeah,
we might have to cut this 60 minutes short.
I was good, but then I just started to talk about all these things that have been making me mad for the last fucking 2 weeks of like trying to edit and these camera problems and computer problems, and that just got me pissed off just thinking about all that.
Gonna turn into the Incredible Hulk right here and shit. Hulk mad.
So yeah, I think we're gonna try this episode with like no color correction, just try and do it fucking plain, which I'm
straight hood status.
I'm sure a lot of people will probably be fine with. They probably won't even know the difference. Yeah. And but yeah, I'm not going to use the second angle because I feel like the phone footage was a reason that it was taking so long. So, like I started to say about 10 minutes ago, I apologize for the lack of Domes and K.O.N. podcasts because man, we recorded that episode, and I'm like in that episode, like, oh, we're gonna get it out like this
soon
week,
and
end of
shit.
the week and shit. We didn't end up getting it out until
Well, because the
week after.
Pepsi thing was already a little bit old when we were talking about
Exactly.
it. So we're like, we need to get this shit out as soon as possible.
Yeah.
You know.
So basically, we haven't done a podcast in 2 weeks.
Yeah, a lot of shit has happened.
One came out last week.
Yeah,
so you
but
guys,
that wasn't recorded last week.
But we recorded it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we apologize for the inconsistency of the Domes and K.O.N podcast. I'm trying to get everything figured out, guys.
Kickstarter,
Right.
Patreon.
Buy Domes a new fucking laptop.
What's the other one? There's Patreon, there's Kickstarter.
I should be able to get the laptop fixed because it's I think I just need like some RAM, or I need some more space on there.
Still, if they want that Old Soul in a Young Body part 2, they need the...
Yeah, they better fucking give me money.
What's the third one? There's Kickstarter, there's
GoFundMe,
Kickstarter, and Patreon.
Right. Give me money, guys, and I'll eventually make an album and put it out. That's like the worst shit. The people that do the
People do that shit hella quick, dude.
that
Yeah.
do the
Tons of
Kickstarters.
people now.
Oh yeah, I'll make an album and then just give me money and I'll put it out.
I've seen people do that shit for movies, for like television series, for everything. Like some of them been like $4 million, $5 million or whatever.
Damn.
There was this one thing, I don't know.
Crazy.
I don't know if you ever seen like the Angry Video Game Nerd. He has like a YouTube channel.
I don't know.
He had like
Sounds familiar, but I don't know if
he had like a Kickstarter to film a movie, and I think his goal was like maybe 90,000. Shit ends up at like $400,000 or something like that.
Jeez.
That movie looks so fucking cheap, dog. I was like, no way he spent that much. I was like, he probably spent like 20 grand and paid off his house.
Pocketed the rest
For
of it.
sure, dog. That movie's so fucking cheap, man. Like,
For sure.
I forced my girlfriend to watch it. She's hella pissed at me. I was like, I want to see what it looks like,
Yeah.
just to see what he did, because actually for a movie, like if you have cameras, that's a lot of fucking money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
$500,000 if you're not casting it with no actors. Like, I think the one kid who used to be on Malcolm in the Middle was in it, the black neighbor or whatever, but like no other actors were in it,
Gotcha.
It was fucking shitty as hell. It was about like this urban legend where they say in New Mexico there's like ET video games buried under the ground or whatever. Had you ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
There was do you ever remember the Atari 2600? It's like the video game system they played Pong on.
Yeah. I mean, I know what you're talking
That shit
about.
looks like it's made out of wood or whatever.
I know what you're talking about.
Super whack. But supposedly there was like this ET game that was like so bad they had to hide all the cartridges in this desert in New Mexico, and that's what the movie's about.
Wow.
Yeah, and it
What a
fucking
bad
sucks.
Concept.
It is a really bad concept, and they have this fake ass looking ET like puppet or whatever that looks hella shitty.
Man.
It's like an hour and a half I'll never get back in my life, man.
GoFundMe, guys.
Because one of them, like, you have to give something, right? Like, if they pledge a certain amount, you have to give them an autograph, or there's certain shit behind it.
I honestly don't know how it works. I think Patreon is something to where it's
Just
like
donations
just a
randomly.
donation,
Yeah.
I think GoFundMe is like you put a price, and then if you don't get to that price, you don't even get any of the money and shit.
I think that's the way Kickstarter is, too. Like, you have you have like 30 days or some shit like that to make your goal,
Gotcha.
But you also have to give people prizes and stuff like that. But
yeah, so it's kind of like, I'm going to put out a song every time I get $1,000 or $100 or whatever.
Yeah, usually like the way they make it, it'd be like, if you want to do it like that, you could do it. Like I've seen people just, I need $500 for new pants. Like people will say random ass shit, but sometimes there's people.
They get it?
Yeah, some people make it. There was this one I seen that was like
this guy really needs pants.
one I'd seen $150 to make tuna salad.
What?
And he made it.
That's lit.
But some of them, like for video games and for fucking movies, some of that shit never gets made.
Yeah.
They'll get the money and the shit will never get made. And they can't sue them.
I remember, I can't remember what rapper it was off the top of my head, but I was talking to somebody about that. And there was a rapper that did that. And he was like, I'm going to put out this album or whatever. If and then like he got to it and then the album never came out. And people were hella mad at
My
that fool.
man.
But I don't remember.
I think that's the way De La Soul did their last album. Like De La Soul or maybe it was a Tribe Called Quest. One of those like old school rappers. Yeah, they did a album like that and they got the funding within a day.
Yeah.
And I think it was like maybe $400,000. It was not a cheap amount,
Yeah, I know fucking
But that's dope though. Like if people want to hear it, they can pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't nothing wrong with that shit.
Yeah. I've always felt weird about being like, hey, just give me money to like.
No, but you're giving them content for free.
But that's the thing is I would have to figure out something that to me would be like.
Computer.
Like, no, but for me to give back, it would have to be something like worth it. Or like I don't know. Like I'm cool with putting out a song or putting out an album and people fucking buying it on iTunes or streaming it on Spotify or whatever and giving me money that way. Or when I eventually put out merch if they want to buy shirts and shit like that. Like that's awesome. I just feel weird about being like, hey, give me money so I can fucking do stuff. But
there's a lot of people who don't feel that way, obviously.
I know. There's fucking websites full of these people. And
potato salad.
And yeah, it might be something we do in the future, like once we get a little bit bigger and there's a little bit more people following us and shit. Maybe we'll, but we have to just figure out like a good return. I don't know, like I can't be like, hey, I'm gonna put out an album and then
or a picture of you eating potato salad. I think that'd rock.
I could eat a picture of Jason Segel's face like that one kid. Remember we talked about that on the podcast?
Yeah, wasn't that for like $100 or something like that, right?
No, it's because he just...
Or Jason Segel's supposed to eat a picture of his face, right?
Exactly. So he's like, I'm going to eat a picture of Jason Segel's face every day until Jason Segel eats a picture of my face. So I remembered that we talked about that like 2 months ago on the podcast, and I was like...
Is he still eating his face?
I was like, I wonder what this kid's up to. I was like, is he still at it? Fuck yeah, he's still at it. I Googled, he's still at it, bro. Day, whatever.
That's dedication.
Still eating pictures of Jason Segel's face. There's one where he's like, fuck, I read an article where they said he like, he almost died. Like, or
I'd imagine, man. That should probably fuck your intestines up.
Maybe like choking on something.
For sure.
Like he almost choked on a picture of dude's face. I'm just like, yo, Jason Segel, just eat a picture of this kid's face.
You think he knows about it?
How can you not, bro?
Yeah, that's true.
You think Jason Segel's manager wasn't like, yo, there's this kid
Jason, I think there's a video you need to see.
There's a kid eating a picture of your face every day. He's been doing it for the last 2 months.
I wonder what that guy's parents talk about at like church socials and shit. Like fucking...
He's from Canada, I think.
Church Canadian socials. If they're like, oh, what's your son doing? Oh, yeah, Billy just got out of med school. What's your son doing? Oh, yeah, he's eating pictures of a guy from How I Met Your Mother. He's not even the main star. He was like kind of the second lead.
3 days ago, day 64.
Jesus Christ, man.
He's still at it, dog.
Do those videos have hella views or what?
Day 1 has 700,000.
Damn.
3 days ago only has 4,000, but still.
I think they get the idea eventually.
No, fool, they get funny, dog. Some of them are mad funny. Like, I was watching a couple of them when I thought about it, and I was like, is this fool still doing it? Like, some of them are like, he's doing like, one he like turns into a smoothie, I think, or some shit. Like,
he's getting creative with it?
Yeah, like he's getting creative with the videos and shit.
Does he deep fry them at any point?
I didn't watch that many of them, dog.
Because that would be kind of funny, like, if you don't have to necessarily... just eat a straight picture. Like you could make them into tacos. You could deep fry them. You could make them into a hamburger. You could put toppings on it.
Should we watch one?
No, if we have to superimpose it, then you think that'll make it slower?
Fuck.
When we have to upload it. Or just everybody like take our word for it. It's funny.
Damn it. That makes the podcast so funny. It's only 58 seconds.
All right, fuck it.
I think we can pull it off. Yeah. This is I eat a picture of Jason Segel every day until he eats a picture of me. Day 68.
What do you do after he does it?
Today?
I think so. Yeah, 24th.
24th. This was posted today.
But what do you do after he eats the picture? You know, if Jason Segel eats your picture, what do you do after that?
You fucking stop doing this nonsense.
I know, but don't you think he has some other life goals, or do you think he's going to start eating someone else's shit?
It would get super viral if Jason Segel actually ate a picture of this kid's face. It would get super viral.
Or he just does it in a movie somehow.
And then like, fuck. All right, so we're gonna watch day 68 real quick. It's only 58 seconds.
That shit looks thick as fuck, too.
It is. That's printer paper.
Jesus Christ.
He's got a little orange to chase it.
Oh my God. Jesus, man.
I like that he's finishing the paper and it's like not even it doesn't even have Jason's face on it anymore. Know. He's just like, fuck it, I just have to finish this whole page.
He has to eat the whole thing.
The orange to help him get it down.
That's so crazy, dog. This was a fucking maniac, yo.
Hi, Jason.
Damn, that shit went down quick, dude.
Hi, Jason. That's what he says at the end of every video. Because I think on April Fool's, he put one out where he's like, I'm done doing this.
Really?
And then he's like, just kidding, and eats one. And it's like, hi, Jason, or whatever.
This guy's a maniac, dog.
I fuck with this dude, man. 23,000 subscribers on his page. His YouTube channel is Dog Shirt, if you guys want to go look at that.
He's insane, dog.
Yeah, I fucking saw an article about it that reminded me that we talked about it on the podcast, and we never did a follow-up on that. So, yeah, that was day 60, what, 8? Some shit like that.
He's almost into 70 days.
I feel bad for him. I'm just like, damn, dude, Jason, can't you eat this dude's face?
I know, just one time for the homies.
It's the one where he, like, coughs. I don't know. There's so many videos. There's one where he, like, fucking throws up and shit.
Ugh.
Because he's, like, eating the picture.
You think this was a girlfriend?
I doubt it.
He has friends?
Not even to be mean, but I don't know, like, what girl is like, oh, so what do you do? And he's like, oh, I have a YouTube channel. And
eating pictures.
And she's like, oh, cool. Like, you're fucking a vlogger or you're something. And he's like, I'm
a face eater.
I kind of eat pictures of Jason Segel every day.
That's crazy,
man.
dog.
His AdSense is probably doing pretty good. Unless the whole fucking ad strike thing is fucking.
Oh, it's something we should talk about too, is the destruction of YouTube. If YouTube is over.
I don't know, man. I don't know enough about that shit. I don't think
and
it's
if
over.
it's a conspiracy.
No, it's not a conspiracy. Enough people are like showing proof of how they're being affected by it.
No, not that people are getting demonetized, but it's like they were trying to get commercialization away from YouTube. Like, it's like bigger business wants to get away from it and shit.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I wonder, like, do they think they're going to have to spend less money on YouTube, or are they going to start their own YouTube channels, or like, because that's what they were trying to make it seem, that it was like, supposedly, like $800 million had been lost in YouTube ad revenue or whatever.
Jeez.
So they were thinking, is it a different form of media? Is it like television trying to get advertising back? Like, who would benefit on YouTube losing advertiser, or people not wanting to spend money on YouTube advertisements? Because I definitely believe people are getting demonetized left and right, and people are losing everything.
That's happening for sure.
By 80 or 90%. Mm-hmm. But some people think the people who brought it to attention, like the Huffington Post and the New York Times, like there was some conspiracy in that or whatever. Like there was like some big business or some other type of establishment that wanted to try to hurt YouTube or hurt like YouTube making money.
A lot of people think it started from the whole PewDiePie shit.
Oh, for sure.
He got like fucking, I think it was like the Wall Street Journal.
That's what they were saying. They were like wondering if it's like Verizon and certain other companies just trying to destroy YouTube, basically.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe it's like these YouTubers are making fucking too much money.
Or maybe you think it's they want to try to not pay YouTubers as much.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, we're going to advertise, but hey, you know what's going on? We can't pay you that much, you know?
Maybe they're just trying to fucking
that would be fucking smart.
Stop the growth of like smaller channels and shit. That's like,
supposedly I heard they're trying to start like a YouTube union and shit. Like how fucking actors have like acting guilds or
AFTA.
There's
a strike, right? Like
yeah,
fucking,
like no YouTubers make videos.
Strike, yeah.
That'd be crazy.
But
there's a lot of random shit that gets hella views. There's like
it's gonna happen because YouTubers are making YouTube videos because they like to make fucking YouTube videos.
Straight up,
you know, like the money is a lot of people. Like a lot of people do rely just on their fucking YouTube to get money, but a lot of these people are smart and they're
and some of the shit that gets views is just random shit, like fucking raccoons eating cat food or something. You know what I mean? Where it's not like someone really making content. It's just filming funny shit. You know. So it's like, and also like, even when you think about it, like 1 million views, 2 million views, like if you go on these other language channels, like shit from Russia or other countries, there's shit that has like 50 million views that are just stuff we've never even heard of, you know? So realistically, a lot of stuff is like a drop in the bucket for like the grand scheme of things, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man.
But do you think, all right, if there's no more money to be made in doing videos, unless you're selling merch or just promoting yourself, like there's no more AdSense revenue, like, do you think that would change YouTube, or do you think that would change the amount of people?
If it completely stops 100%.
Or just 10 cents where it's not really worth it. You know what I mean? Like, if it's like you get 1 million views and you get paid like $50 or fucking $10, or just where it's like you have to fucking make 50 million views to even get paid. You know?
I think a lot of the people that are just doing it to get the money will probably stop or find a different outlet and shit.
You think people will try to make like their own fucking websites and like just try to make their content exclusive on that?
Yeah, which is a great fucking idea.
Yeah, definitely.
Start putting shit up on different, you know, put it up on your website or whatever. I know like a couple people are doing like the Twitch streaming, but they're like, it's like this new shit that's like IRL,
the gaming thing or whatever.
So it's like, so it's in real life. So it's IRL. So like Andy Milanakis is somebody who does it a lot.
But I think people can donate to you too, right?
Yeah. So people can donate to you. You can make money off of it. And it's basically like a vlog, but you're just like not editing it. And it's kind of
like a live stream vlog or something, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And so there's people that are doing that. And I think getting paid off of it, there's always going to be a different outlet, I think, for somebody to... But
do you think that definitely will change YouTube, like the way it has been currently for the last 5 years, where it's seen as like basically like a replacement for television? Like a lot of people look at it like that.
It's still gonna be. It's still that.
But I just think like if people aren't gonna make as much content for it, you know what I'm saying? Because I think there's a lot of people who dedicated their whole life to doing it.
I feel like
you know,
the biggest fucking creators are still making just as much content.
You think so?
Yeah. Pretty much, at least the ones I watch are pretty much making just as much.
Well, do you think it's because they don't really know how it's going to play out? I'm saying like, because right now it's like, it's only been happening the last 2 months, right? Where it's been like slowly declining.
Like
so, and a lot of people are like, oh, I think it's going to get back to normal. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, you know, in a couple weeks, I'm sure it'll be sorted out. I'm saying like 8 months from now, like the shit never fixes and maybe even gets worse. Like, I just don't think a lot of people who dedicate their entire day, like they make money off YouTube as a career. I just can't see them putting out the same amount of content, man. Unless they're selling merch or unless they're making like a second form of income, you know.
Which is the fucking shit you should be doing. You shouldn't be relying on YouTube to give you all your money. Because YouTube is just a platform that you're putting your content onto that could eventually just crash.
It could have stopped for any reason.
People don't look at that shit. Like, YouTube could just fucking disappear. And, I can't log into YouTube. Why?
Yeah.
And now all your videos, all the shit you've been working at is gone because YouTube just decided I'm done.
Even the monetization thing, they could have made it where eventually, like, if you cuss once, like, we're taking the money away from you. You know what I mean? Or been more strict with it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just think it'll change it for sure.
I think it's going to get better, honestly. I think the money is going to come back. I think the people are coming around and shit. I don't know.
I think if it ends up being like how it is now, like, you know, where it's saying 90% is dropped as much as what they've been getting, I think there'll definitely be a change. You know, I don't know if it means there'll be another fucking site like fucking Vimeo or a different type of content sharing thing, because even like Vine and there's like other, you know, smaller kind of
fucking
versions of it, you know.
Fucking Catch Me Outside girl's making like a guap of money off her Instagram and shit.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Just balling off of her fucking Instagram.
I mean, that makes me wonder too if people would take it to Instagram instead of fucking YouTube.
People are making a lot of money off of Instagram.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's what I wonder if a different form of like content sharing will become something big.
I hate that girl. That little girl makes me so mad.
Wasn't she in a Kodak Black video?
No, it's unofficial.
Oh,
at first I was like, okay, like ha ha, she's funny, ha ha ha, the meme, blah blah blah. God damn it, why is she still around? Why I fucking watched a H3 video like the other day where he's like He's at fucking Ty Lopez's house, the fucking the dude that's like, here in my garage, and I
read books.
They're talking about they bring that chick up, the fucking Catch Me Outside chick, and Ty is like, oh, how do you feel about her? And he's like, I'm not really familiar with her, like hella lying just to not talk shit about her, I think, but yeah, she's annoying.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think she'll be around in a year. Like,
She's about to
depending
get
on
her
whatever
own
she
reality
does.
show.
Really?
She has like 9 million followers on Instagram.
Then she will be around in a year.
Yes,
Never
she
mind.
will be around in a year. 100%.
We deserve Trump, man.
God, dog. Straight up.
Everything
She's
bad that happens to us, we deserve it.
Because what she did that was mad smart was she fucking took her little slogan. I don't actually know who made that shit, but somebody made like a song where it's sort of like a, I don't know, it's maybe like a EDM kind of song. But
I heard a few different songs
has
with
that
the Cash
one.
Me Outside.
Yeah, but there's one that's official that she got behind and started to sell it. So she made a ton of money off of that, and then a ton of money off of like Instagram and just being fucking.
So you'd say that like Cash Me Outside was like would you say Cash Me Outside is like a hit record as in form of sales? But it sold a lot, right?
It sold a lot, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Do you think it's more of a hit record than No Frauds?
No, fuck no.
Because that shit is definitely not no damn hit record.
Got 12 million views in 5
but we're
days.
talking about I Dish You on hit records.
Did better than Sheether did.
But there was no video for Sheether. There's
What
no
does that
video. There's
matter?
no video.
The No
There's
Frauds
no
video
video.
came out 2 days ago, 5 days ago.
Do you think it feels kind of weird that it's like, I don't know, I feel like that whole shit's died out. You know what I'm saying? So to see it again now, like it totally reminded me of it again.
I
feel like Remy's gonna diss her again.
No.
You think it's just done?
I think somebody was like, Remy, just chill. And she was like, yeah, you're right. With that shit, though, it did show me a lot that Nicki's bars were really like the shock value of her responding at all.
Oh, for sure.
Now I listened to it months later, and I'm like, this is not that good.
No,
and
not
when I
at
heard
all.
it the first time, I was like, damn, she killed it. And just because I didn't expect her to respond. at
Yeah,
all, you know?
anything.
So, yeah, I think a lot of her shit was just like, oh, my God, she responded.
Yeah, I think it's not a hit at all, son.
It's a good song. Drake and Wayne are tight on it.
I think it's Drake mostly selling it to me, dog. I think
Yeah,
it's fucking
probably.
Drake. I think you put Drake on anything and it'll be fucking popping.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But yeah, we saw the video. It looks fucking done really well, and they got all three of them in it. You know.
Yeah, I didn't get why they did some parts. There was like a part where they like maybe just to like give the bars more like oomph, but they
You hear what we're saying?
they like cut it and did this weird
I was expecting some crazy skit.
cut scene.
Yeah, I was
thought
like, oh, they're gonna do something great.
and then it just goes back to
It's just the
song.
sound of walking and fucking like a concrete steps or whatever, then back
Yeah.
to the bars. Like Jesus Christ, man, give me anything, Nikki.
Right. But yeah, I don't fucking know how we got into No Frauds. Oh,
Speaking of Drake,
you're asking.
someone has outsold Drake.
Yeah. K. Kendrick, not me. I just said that like it was me. Definitely wasn't me.
DOMS has outsold Drake.
My bad. I pulled up this thing of the guy. Yeah, he nearly dies from choking on photo of Jason Segel.
And then we bring it all back around. The circle of
Just
life.
look at the screenshot.
That shit looks so gross, dog.
I watched the video at some point, but we were already one Jason Segel
Oh, for
face
sure.
eating clip deep, so I don't think we need to put another one.
We could do it. We'll get back to Drake.
All right. This is day 44.
44.
So this is, what did we watch first?
68, I think.
68.
Yeah.
So this is 44. There's an article about this video because it says man who eats photo of Jason Segel every day nearly dies. from
Jesus
choking on
Christ.
photo of Jason Segel. We gotta read more about this. All right, let's go.
Oh, shit. Day 44. He's eating at a bar. Oh, he's getting creative with it.
Dunks it in a drink.
At least soften it up a little bit. Shit
The
still looks
Kobayashi
fucking
method.
hard. Oh, like the hot dog eating guy? Yeah. Maybe it was like the social anxiety that got to him. He's wearing the same shirt, too.
He's a big Black Flag fan.
I could definitely see why he choked. He ate the whole fucking thing in one bite. Heimlich. Oh, that fool looks like he's about to die, dude.
Yes, throws up a little piece of it, still goes back,
man.
finishes it.
Wow. Ugh. Every piece counts. Wow. He is such a savage, dude. Oh my God.
I'm like blown away.
He's a fucking animal, dude.
Hi, Jason.
He sounded a little bit winded right there.
Hi, Jason. Hashtag eat my face seagull.
Yeah, he was going in, man. I wonder how he even came up with an idea like that.
Why was it Jason Segel? Why was that the
Out of all people.
Right. Dog. That was 40, what? 44?
Yeah, 44.
It lodged in my throat, he said. I tried to get it down with more beer, but it was stuck, and there was 15 seconds where I came to terms with the fact that this is how I would go. Jason Segel would have killed me. But then
You think if he does die, Jason Segel will say something? Like, damn, I should have ate his picture.
I think if dude dies, Jason Segel's just going to ignore it more and pretend, oh, I never even heard about that at all. When dude does this 68 days in a row, you know it's gotten to Jason Segel at this point.
That's crazy, man.
So if he dies, Jason's just be like, I fucking didn't know at all.
Fool, something else. I guess we could watch that clip again real quick. This other one I had showed you like a week ago about that Ari Spears thing where that fool gets punched.
Oh, yeah.
Supposedly, all right, this is the way that story is going now. That fool was at this radio show, the Corey Holcomb show, 5150. He's in an interview and he gets like punched on or whatever. So before that clip gets uploaded to TMZ, I guess it happened like a few days before that, like maybe like 5 or 6 days. So a lot of people were thinking it was set up or something like that. Like they just set it up to sell it to TMZ. Because when you watch it, like he doesn't really connect that much. It looks like all elbows. It doesn't look like fucking,
Pull it up.
knuckles to chin.
I almost died last week from doing it, and I've never been more scared in my life. Sorry, I'm still reading this guy's fucking article. Dude, what the fuck? All right, my bad. Ari Spears.
Get socked. And they talked about it on the show, like hella tweets, hella different things going out. So then TMZ buys the footage and puts it up before they upload the whole video. So some people were like, oh, did they just kind of stage this to get the money from TMZ? We could watch the fight, and you guys...
Should we watch the TMZ one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they talk shit the whole time. This is the fight they sold to TMZ.
Because there's like other...
Yeah, they sold this before I guess it got posted to fucking... Corey Holcomb's website or whatever.
There's other angles.
But to me, it just doesn't look like fucking knuckles to chin. You know what I'm saying? It looks like elbows to face.
I mean, elbows is still fucking doing some damage. Let's watch.
Yeah, let's take a watch right here. Oh shit. He's like, what the fuck?
That's the truth, nigga. Shut the fuck up. Honest niggas are the light-skinned niggas. Yeah, that wish they could be black. You gotta do that work, though.
Oh, fuck.
Go ahead with your let's all I'm not drunk, nigga. I don't drink, nigga. I'm very clean-minded. Which means I'll fuck you up even more because I'm drunk, nigga.
Doesn't make any sense.
Oh!
See, doesn't it just look like elbows? It doesn't really look like fists.
The first one does like fly right past him. Like it almost looked like he was going to punch him and decided like, nah, I'm not going to punch him. And just like bump you with the elbow.
I've never seen anybody get punched like that. It just looks weird to me. So do you think that this could be
it's set up.
A setup ploy to sell to TMZ?
God, maybe. I don't know what Corey... Is this Corey?
Yeah, that's Corey Holcomb or whatever. He's like in a couple Kevin Hart movies or whatever.
Gotcha.
So let's look at it one more time.
Up. Yeah, and then every other one is almost like he's not trying to touch him with the hands. You are right.
And Ari Spears is a fat motherfucker. He's not someone that you could fucking...
He's just throwing bows at him.
That's what I mean. I'm like...
And the first one looked like it didn't really connect. The
first one looked like the closest one to hitting him, and it still didn't look like it connected and shit, you know?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
But that's the conspiracy theory that was going around, that they just talked about it, hyped it up, then sold it to TMZ to get like some money off of it. Because a lot of people are like, dude, that was all fucking bows. Like, he didn't connect one hit.
Yeah, because even the bows didn't look like he was trying to actually hit him with elbows. He was
and
just
I feel like he could get sued for putting that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Ari Spears wanted to sue him, I think he might have a case, you know? Right. Defamation of character or some shit.
I don't fucking know.
Do you think, though, after all that being said, is it realer than wrestling?
No, it looked about as real as wrestling.
So the Aries Spear fight may not be real, but it looks as real as wrestling.
For sure.
It's at least at that level.
For sure. Oh, fucking A.
So to get back to some people not connecting, Drake got outsold by Kendrick.
Let's get back to Kendrick and Drake.
If we're talking about some fake shit not connecting,
damn.
Let's talk about Kendrick Lamar outselling Drake, where there's also an argument going around that Drake apologists, and I do like Drake, I haven't been into his latest music as much as his earlier shit, are saying, hey, it doesn't really count. Drake just put out a playlist that's mid-album tour. You know, he didn't really put all that much focus into it. Yeah, right. If he put physicals, he would have outsold Kendrick.
Nah.
What do you think about that, Domes?
I think everybody's saying that, oh, Drake didn't really put time into this album and it's just a playlist. No, it's a fucking album. He called it a playlist because, to me at least, I think he called it a playlist because there's so many different sounds and styles, and there's different people on it.
For sure.
It doesn't really mesh like it doesn't mesh like a fucking album like consecutively through and shit. So it's sort of like just a random
like
fucking
a litany
arrangement
of
songs and shit. Hence why he called it a playlist.
I think if you're just streaming it, why wouldn't you want to do, if he's like a hit maker, why not just do it like that? If you're especially not putting out any physicals. You know what I'm saying? You're not even trying to sell it as an album. And I don't think he'll make anything like that.
To me, I'm like, I think he worked on that shit harder than he worked on Views. I think some of the songs had much more
sounds better than
depth.
Views.
Like, you could just hear him being better on a lot of the songs on fucking More Life than Views. So for anybody to be like, oh, it's just a mid blah, blah, blah. Your favorite fucking record from Drake is probably, if you're reading this, It's Too Late. And that was a mixtape.
That one sounds like a mixtape, yeah.
Whatever you want to call it.
Just because that one sounds like he really didn't give a fuck at all.
Yeah, so I just think people are fucking trying to find any logic behind that.
Yeah, for sure.
Or any reasoning to be like, oh, but if it was like this, he would have outsold Kendrick. Or if it was like this, he would have outsold Kendrick.
Nope.
I think everybody that would have went to the store to buy a Drake album went on their phone and got the fucking Drake album.
For sure.
I don't think anybody was like, oh, I can't buy the physical for Drake. I'm not going to buy it. I don't even care about it.
Yeah. They were just gonna buy it on their fucking phone, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Kendrick dropped physicals. How many people really bought physicals? I want to know that. I want to know the statistics of like how many were physical copies
for Kendrick's project.
Yeah.
I think I could pull it up. Maybe fucking. Let me check that shit.
Because I was like, I just don't fucking see that shit, man.
Kendrick physical. Let's get physical.
And if you want to fucking talk about, oh, it's a mixtape, it's this. I honestly felt like this was a Kendrick mixtape. Really, really good Kendrick mixtape. But it was. He even has fucking Kid Capri talking about new Kung Fu Kenny, just like a mixtape DJ. You know, like. So maybe Kendrick did that on purpose. Maybe Kendrick was like, oh, Drake's thing is
he's like,
album.
I know he's going to say that. I'm going to beat him to it.
I'm going to do this shit. That's a good point, actually.
Kendrick Lamar, you smart motherfucker.
Yeah. Can I first of all just say how fucking good the Kendrick album is? K.O.N has not had a chance to listen to it yet. And
I've heard some of it. I haven't heard like the whole project. I haven't given its proper due.
Such a good fucking album, man. And
I'm going to try to buy the physical of it and shit, actually. Yeah. I definitely want to cop it for sure.
John has the physical. Maybe Teflon will let you burn it. Shouts to John on the last podcast.
I think it says 353 traditional sales.
300.
No. 353,000 traditionals and shit or whatever. Oh, God damn it. Piece of shit. I hope I'm right, man. But there's also that thing too where they say if you stream like 10 or 12 songs, it counts as an album sale or something like that. It's kind of weird.
The streams count as album sales, so people being like, "Oh, Drake didn't drop physicals." That's why. Just face it, dog. Kendrick sold more. Just honestly, we should just be happy.
Yeah, some people. I've heard some people say it. I'm not saying it, but they said the era of soft rap is over.
Because Cole sold a lot too. Cole's fucking most recent album is already platinum, I think.
Yeah, what they said was fucking. Kendrick Lamar's critically acclaimed album "Damn" has dominated the music news cycle. The praise has translated to commercial success. As Kendrick Lamar's latest project takes its expected spot at the top-selling album in the U.S., "Damn" boasts 353,000 traditional album sales and an additional 227,000 streaming equivalent albums. Damn. So he actually sold more physicals than streams, you know. But I think it's just because like people make it an event. Like if you can actually buy something physical, like you want to go out there,
go get it, yeah.
And I guess they were showing a thing in Compton the other day where like I think like 6,000 people came out to get theirs signed.
So yeah, he was doing the signing and shit. Yeah.
So regardless, all right, if even if people want to argue whatever, it's a mid-cycle album
so what
project.
They're saying that like Drake is about to put out another album. That's
he better. I think he
Life?
Might want to. I think he might want to and shit.
He's not going to for another
for
year
sure
or two,
man. Unless he can find Australian rappers that he wants to fucking put on his project to fucking.
Unless he finds like a new fucking culture
style to fucking steal from for sure. I don't know what he'll be able to come out with. You know,
and I fuck with More Life too, and that's the thing is I like Drake's album too. Not anything compared to Kendrick's album.
I mean, but that's what people would say. They'd be like, "Oh, like." Kendrick's good, but if he was that good, how come he can't sell more than Drake? You know, people that always have these type of arguments.
Drake's obviously the bigger superstar there.
For sure. But that's why I think it's such a huge thing that Kendrick could sell so much, you know?
I also saw that Kendrick he got his first solo #1 song with Humble.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
I was like, damn, what was Kendrick's like other big songs? And I was like...
Well, he did have features in some songs, like Poetic Justice is with fucking Drake, you know, fucking, I could see that. You know?
So they said that was his first #1 solo song.
Shouts to Kendrick, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, we praise Kendrick all the goddamn time on this podcast, and the fucking album is amazing.
But would you say now the holy trinity of this generation is Cole, Drake, and Kendrick?
Yeah, I guess.
The top three. If you had if Chance is kind of too new and maybe he has to have, let's say 3, 4 albums under his belt, like if you can't count the Surf Project or whatever, would it be those 3? You know what I'm saying?
I think that's everybody's fucking
I think definitely like
assumption.
And a lot of people were kind of thinking that after To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick's numbers were going to steadily go down. They thought like. Good Kid, Mad City was his Illmatic, and he'll never reach that height again of critical acclaim. Even though Illmatic didn't sell as much, nowhere near like what Good Kid, Mad City did. It was only like a critical masterpiece. It wasn't commercially successful, where fucking Good Kid was critically and commercial successful. But a lot of people were going to say Kendrick's never going to reach that point again.
Yeah.
You know, and after you heard it, I think you could say it's like...
It's up there, man. It's up there. It's God. It's because the first time I listened to it, I remember telling my homie too, like, oh, there was just like, I was like almost underwhelmed the first time I listened to it because I didn't connect a lot of the shit that is going on in the album, and that's like I didn't connect a lot of this shit maybe with Good Kid, Mad City the first time I listened to it, but the more you sit with it, the more you live with it.
Oh, for sure.
It's Kendrick albums are like good movies. Like you never catch everything the first way through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a Tarantino movie. Like you got to watch that shit a couple times and then really get it, you know?
So literally the more I listen to it, the more I'm just like, wow, he's fucking so dope for that, or so fucking creative, and just and that's something I actually saw people a good point was comparing these two albums. Drake's album, like the shit that it was like Kendrick keeps progressing. Kendrick's new album is progression. It's him getting better at what he's doing, better at being an artist. Drake's last 2 albums haven't really been progress.
It's been regressing, I think,
Exactly.
honestly.
Like,
yeah.
I thought More Life was better than Views, but I thought, like, and Views is his album, not just the mixtape or playlist
quote
or whatever.
unquote.
I thought that was, like, one of Drake's worst albums and shit. I liked some of it, but...
Oh, honestly, I thought
could
he's
just
been
hear
getting
the-
bad after fucking that one project. I don't know if it was like Thank Me Later or fucking damn, what was that project he had fucking started from the bottom?
With his head in the clouds.
Yeah, which one was that?
I can't
Nothing was the same.
Nothing was the same.
I think after that project, he's been steadily getting worse. Honestly, like
yeah, I mean, I think he's getting better at making certain songs. Like he's
For
finding
sure.
his groove in certain songs. But as far as the content goes, like we haven't really got nothing like spectacular from Drake.
definitely
in a while.
not.
The last song, I think it's the last song. Fuck, I can't remember if it's the last song. On More Life is really, really good. One of the better Drake songs I've heard in a while. But just as a whole, it's not like this is a fucking step up from whatever and shit. And Kendrick, he's just steadily progressing, you know? So whatever.
And honestly, like people might just look at it like, oh, Kendrick sold this much. Like, what's the big deal about it? Who cares? Like, honestly, like by him selling so much, that dictates a lot of what rap culture does and what a lot of hip hop culture does. Because there could be a lot of people that look at like a Yachty or a Young Thug, and they think that's the only narrative for success in rap. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, this is the only route you can take to be successful. Where if you look at like a lot of Young Thug projects, like I think the most one of them sold is like 40,000. You know what I mean? Which is like 1/30th of, you know what I mean, like 600,000. You know what I mean? Maybe not 1/30th, maybe like fucking 1/10 or whatever. You know, but like if there's some that sold 20,000, you know. So it's what's the biggest record doesn't necessarily gonna translate to what's
Young
the
Thug
biggest
is also
artist.
a single guy. I don't think Young
Yeah,
Thug
I
is
think that
getting
could make the big
poppin' ass
distinction
albums and
that there are fucking people that make songs and make shit that's gonna be streamed.
Because I'm pretty sure Young Thug has had like #1 singles and shit.
For sure. Yeah, he's definitely had big records, you know, but I think that should be like the line in the sand between what type of artist you are. You know, if you're someone who makes projects, who makes
People know Kendrick for albums.
yeah,
For
it's an event. You know,
That's
it's
what-
like a movie.
Literally, I was like, damn, like just listening to that shit made me think like, fuck, like I would really want to get back into like trying to craft an album. And that was what Good Kid, Mad City did for me. It was like,
Kickstarter.
it was like, damn, he's so good. He like put this shit so good that it was like, I was inspired to just like, oh man, it's a front to back album.
It makes you appreciate the craft, man, because
Yeah.
it's definitely not something easy to do. It's not
Exactly.
something that you're just
It's
fucking.
not, oh, I'm gonna make a bunch of different songs
Yeah.
and put them together. It's like there's really
there has to be a
story
conscious
to it.
narrative to everything. You know,
Yeah.
everything has to make sense and work together. You know.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
shouts out to fucking Kendrick, man. Fucking
Yeah.
he keeps on knocking down barriers, and I think that was like a lot of fucking people were saying when Macklemore beat him for the Grammy when Good Kid, Mad City was nominated and shit, and that. I mean, like, I do like To Pimp a Butterfly. I can see why some people it's not really to their palate or for their taste because it is very different. But they were saying he only won those Grammys because they felt bad about not giving him the Grammy
Good Kid,
for
Mad City.
Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah.
So,
That's hard to say though, because
Yeah.
To Pimp a Butterfly was an amazingly crafted album.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, just it's recorded on analog,
Yeah.
which is like super old school.
Fuck yeah.
It's there's just a lot of shit that went into that album specifically that I think it's a musical fucking masterpiece.
For sure.
So I don't think anybody can deny that. People could be like, "Oh, it's not really my style," or
and that's what the
it's too
Grammys
fucking-
are. They're supposed to be about fucking artistic shit.
Yeah,
You know,
so
like,
I honestly think To Pimp a Butterfly deserved the Grammy. But I could
because I
see
think it ended up winning like maybe 7
I could
Grammys
see it
that
being
year.
like super influenced because of the Macklemore tweet,
Yeah, for sure. Because like,
or text, or whatever it was.
and it's so crazy too when you look back and to see where Macklemore is and to see where Kendrick is, and like Macklemore, I feel like he's just falling off the earth.
He just like disappeared. He put out an album that nobody really seemed to care about.
Because even when that project had happened and they did give him the Grammy, I was kind of like, well, Macklemore did break down some barriers, just like kind of moving towards like gay rights and shit that no rapper had ever really talked about, not in a positive way. You know, so I was like, damn, he is kind of touching on shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't feel like it's a completely garbage album or it's like someone who would never deserve it. You know what I mean?
I liked Macklemore's first album a lot. Macklemore has some really good songs on that first album.
I don't know what ended up
Heist.
happening to him. Maybe like some people just lumped him in with Iggy Azalea. I feel like something happened where it's
for
like
the second album.
I don't know if it's the second one, but just because they were both out in that year, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just got this weird kind of stench on him, you know what I'm saying? Because when that album was out, like, a lot of people fucked with it, you know what I'm saying? People
first
didn't
one.
look at him as corny, you know?
The first one. Heist.
What was the second one? Is that the one that had, like, white privilege on it and all that?
It's called like
Old Farts
like
or
look at
something?
the mess we've made, or mess I've made, or some shit like that. Like this mess I've made, or something like that. And I honestly didn't even listen to the whole fucking shit. It's that I can remember. And so maybe I should not talk shit about it. But there was like the 2 songs that were singles, and I was like, fuck, these songs aren't good. I like the song with Ed Sheeran. That was cool.
He had that one song where it was like all the old school rappers or whatever, right?
Oh God, the Downtown song, that was like a complete
Downtown.
mock of. It was just like he tried to recreate Thrift Shop.
Yeah.
I think he really like thought he just got caught up too much into what people were saying.
Dude,
the
like
fucking sophomore, or the
sophomore jinx,
curse or whatever, you know, about fucking your second
album's
album.
gonna suck.
I think he thought too much into that and was like, "Oh shit, well I better not fucking do this, or I better recreate what I tried to do the first time." And I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's like a consensus. Like, I mean, it might just be my thoughts and shit. Like, I saw that a lot with Macklemore, and I see that a lot with Logic, where they like really dig so much into what their fan base thinks and shit.
Yeah.
Where it's like, dude, like a lot of people are gonna not like something and then start to like it later.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't listen to what everybody says and try to craft what you think on their opinion, because a lot of fans and a lot of people have changing opinions. That's why you're supposed to be an MC, because like you move the crowd. Like the crowd doesn't move you. You know what I'm saying? Like to Pimp a Butterfly, if anybody would have heard Kendrick making that, they'd have been like, don't make this. You know what I mean? Like, don't, it sounds weird. You know what I'm saying? But like he wanted to do it and he did it, and it became what people fucked with. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't take what everybody says and fucking bend to their will. Like you have to be an artist and fucking experiment, do some shit that's gonna be amazing and ahead of its time, and some shit that's just gonna seem weird and have people confused.
I
you
think
know?
Macklemore dropped that album at a really, really weird time.
Oh,
'Cause
for
he
sure.
dropped that second album like when the fucking like the race relation
was at like the worst
the
place it could be.
all-time low.
Yeah.
And he's like dropping this song about white privilege and fucking.
And that's the weird thing too. Like when you drop a song like that, like a lot of people that might have been fans might feel offended and shit. Like, dude, like, because there's a lot of people that take that statement in a weird way.
I think the Macklemore fans are still down for him. I don't
Like,
think.
they're like-
I think he's still selling out shows, and he's still a huge artist, obviously. But stadiums, like selling out fucking stadiums and shit, he's still huge. But just to like the outside looking in consumer of hip hop, he hasn't really popped up.
Yeah, honestly, like to me, it felt like he fucking disappeared, man. Like I feel like I haven't heard from him in like 2 years since that Downtown song. I feel like I haven't seen shit from him. I saw this one where he was talking about like drug dealer or whatever. I think I might have showed you that shit.
That's on that album too.
Yeah, but
which is actually, that song is pretty good.
Yeah, that song was actually pretty dope.
It's a cool concept.
But yeah, fucking Macklemore, man, he just seems like he just processes shit like way too critical. You know what I'm saying? And just lets way too much shit affect him. You know what I mean? Like at a certain point, like you got to not look at what Twitter says. You got to not look what Instagram says. Like if you start to get like fucking 6 million followers, like you have to kind of like wean that out. You know what I'm saying? Have like a circle that you trust and kind of see what's going on currently, but you use it up to your own judgment. You know what I'm saying? Like, like even with like Logic and shit, where he's like apologizing for doing a Turn Up album. I'm like, dude, like you've given enough that your fans are fucking happy. Like you
Fans
should
wanted the turn up.
Yeah,
album.
like you should
they would not have like yeah.
You should let yourself experiment, man. Fucking this is the time more than anything that people are going to let you get away with a lot more shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you have people wearing like makeup and dresses and man purses and people are okay with it. So no one's going to fucking kill you or fucking your whole fan base is going to leave you for making a turn up album.
Exactly. Like he's never made songs that are kind of hype like that before.
I think he made a song with Trinidad James and shit, man. Like, dude, if people didn't turn against you off
the
that.
The funny shit was about that whole thing was he had a song off that album, the Flexecution shit, that he put a snippet out of on like Instagram and literally had his fans asking like, please drop Flex It for like months.
Yeah.
Like, please drop this. Please. Oh, when are you going to drop this? They wanted to hear Turn Up
Yeah,
Logic.
straight up.
For him to be like, I'm sorry guys, like this isn't the real album. This is just fucking, yeah, he didn't need to do that. You know, he could have just fucking made it and ran with it.
To me, that was like what I saw as
His new
Macklemore's.
shit sounds like, fuck man, it sounds cool. Like the music sounds really cool.
I just think at a
Logic's
certain
just kinda hit or
point,
miss to me.
I just think at a certain point when you show that shit so much to fans, like they don't know if they should follow you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Also,
when you
just
show that vulnerability
he's
so
heavy on
much.
the black and white thing, like the
Yeah,
fucking
really
race
tough
thing
with
about
that.
him being mixed race. And I swore I saw an interview where he was like, I'm gonna stop beating this into the ground, and then it looks like he just turned around and made an entire album about it.
You know why you
But I
used
don't
to think
know.
he'd do
I like
that?
a lot of Logic's music too.
No,
so I don't
Logic is
want-
fucking dope.
Yeah.
I remember when we had got that issue of Double XL 2013, and we knew
We're
like
like,
half
who's
of them,
Logic?
and we're like, "Who's Logic?" And that first song we pull up, I'm like, "Dude, this shit's
This fool's
fucking
tight,
dope,
yeah,
man."
for sure. He's
And then I
dope, man. He's got
downloaded,
some dope-ass songs.
The Young Sinatra mixtape. I was
I
like, "Dude,
liked
this
Under
dude's
Pressure
fucking
a lot.
sick."
His first album,
Yeah,
I
that
liked
album was
shit a
dope,
lot.
man.
And,
But in my opinion, I say that I'll just say this. I just feel like once you start to show that like the fans' opinion affects you so much
Yeah.
and that you're so fucking cautious about what you're doing, people start to question if they're following you. Or you know what I'm saying? They start to be like, you're just like me. Like you are exactly like me. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just a fan who raps. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you're an artist, dude, you just have to fucking... It takes balls to put out something like Yeezus. It takes balls to put out shit that's so weird sounding that you're just like, even a Pimple Butterfly, it takes balls to put shit like that
I heard
out,
something
you know?
about Jesus the other day. I can't remember what the fuck it was right now.
I think Jay-Z, when he said that shit, he's like, Kanye is like the fucking cowboy who gets the arrows in his back. You know what I'm saying? That fucking...
It was like, fuck, I can't remember. It was somebody talking about Kanye and saying that Kanye about that album was like, oh, like they want me to be weird. They want me to put out weird music. And that's why he made that album. And the person was like, no, they want you to be Kanye.
I know,
They
right?
don't want you to be
Yeah.
weird. Like they just want you to make good shit. God, Yeezus was so bad.
But sometimes
That's
artists...
one album I'll never come around on.
Yeezus, like when I'd heard it again, I was like, okay, this has like maybe 4 good songs on it.
I
This
guess
is
I'd have
not
to. I
that
haven't
bad.
listened to it in fucking years. but-
No, it's not a solid project like that. Like he was definitely trying to be experimental. Like he kind of reminded me of like Travis Scott
You
mixed
could
with...
tell a lot of it was written by Travis.
Yeah,
or-
it reminded me of
or
like Travis Scott
created
mixed
by
with like
Travis.
Death Grips and shit. And I was like, he's really trying to go for a fucking...
I've never heard Death Grips. I hear a lot.
It reminded me of like, it's kind of like poetic. It kind of has like you're yelling, you know what I'm saying? Like it's more fucking metal rap, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Where it just sounds fucking...
Triple X.
Yeah, kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a way more well-sounding, well-rounded version of a Triple X. You know what I'm saying? But fucking, if Triple X said like fucking my influences were Yeezus and 3-6, I'm like, all right, I see that. You know what I'm saying? Because like it had such a weird fucking vibe to it and shit. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, people might be able to mosh pit to some of these songs. You know what I'm saying? Like they do sound not fucking melody heavy. You know what I mean? Like fucking yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to fucking have balls to do something like that.
Yep.
You know, like you can't be like, well, this is just my experimental weird album. I promise I'll be back to normal in the next album.
Yeah.
Please forgive me.
Right.
They're going to fucking like it or they'll like the
I'm
next
still hyped
one.
to listen to the Logic album. I was just kind of fucking, I don't know.
No, his
I don't know
first
how to
album
talk
was
about
fucking
Logic.
dope, man. And
But,
I'll listen to whatever shit he puts out, man. Fucking, I think Logic is definitely an artist who was influenced by Good Kid, Mad City just
Yeah,
by
for sure.
how much he knows albums like are worth putting together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Big Kendrick influence.
I remember like it might have been me talking with you, or it might have been someone else where we're talking about like, oh, this dude kind of has like a Kendrick influence. I'm like, I think a majority artists are gonna have a Kendrick influence, and now a Chance influence, and like, there's just certain shit that comes out.
I'm hearing I'm like, damn, that sounds a lot like Chance, or that sounds a lot like Kendrick.
And the same aspect, like you hear like a lot of Uzi Vert and Migos in like other half.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, there's certain people that just fucking blaze the ground and shit, and people are gonna pick up a little bit from that artist. You know what I'm saying? Like,
even if it's subconscious.
It's like they changed the fucking landscape. You know, but they didn't apologize for it. They just did the damn thing. Kendrick's running this rap shit.
Yeah, I don't know how we got into this, but yeah, Kendrick's album is really fucking dope, and
by next episode, I'll definitely have heard it in full.
Right.
Probably at least 100 times.
Right. Because I'm on like 10 myself. So.
Yeah, I'm going to be fucking zoned out into that shit, man.
That shit so much. I've literally listened. It was like a week that I didn't listen to anything else. I'm just like, Kendrick? All right. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Just fucking zoning out.
And the videos he's been putting out for it are fucking amazing. The Humble video and the DNA video has fucking Don Cheadle rapping his bars in it. It's crazy. Crazy ass video.
Fucking Kendrick, man.
Super fire.
He's the man, dude.
So,
dude, is that battery gonna die, or what do you think it is?
Yep, it's gonna die pretty soon.
You think we should try to wrap it up soon, or what do you think?
Kind of short, but yeah, I guess.
Because I might have to dip out kind of soon and shit.
Yeah.
We'll do like 2 more minutes or something.
Oh, I think we did pass an hour, actually. That's all right. I thought we didn't get past an hour.
No, we got an hour.
Yeah, hour and 5. Yeah, well.
Kendrick all day, big baby.
Is there anything else that fucking...
Fool, the one thing we have to talk about, because I just don't want to let it go past any more weeks, is fucking... did we talk about it, or we did not talk about it? We just kind of gave like a fucking little synopsis about Tim Dog.
We did not talk about Tim Dog, K.O.N.
All right, I'm going to pull this shit up, man.
I don't want the camera to die, okay?
No, we still have like a little bit. I'll keep it under 5 minutes and shit.
We could do the fucking... we could do... I don't know. I was going to say we could do Tim Dog as a different...
If you'd rather do Tim Dog next week,
as a different segment.
All right, I'll let it slide.
Just because I feel like this shit's going to die soon, and I don't want it to die while we're talking.
I'm not going to let it die on you, Tim Dog. Fucking... The 32 hip-hop diss madness did die on you, but we're not going to die on you, bro.
Yeah.
We're going to keep your name alive if you are dead, wink, wink.
Holy shit. Yeah, we talked about it super briefly on the last episode.
So still stay tuned, because we are going to talk about it at some point.
Yeah, we'll try and bring it up next
week.
We
haven't given up on it.
Because...
we still have faith.
Yeah. Anything else, like super quick?
Oh, yeah, we had went to our boy Grade A's service.
Oh, yeah.
A couple days ago and shit.
Should have started with that, but it's all right.
Yeah, it was a really dope ceremony. A lot of people, ourselves included. Like,
I didn't even ask, like, what did we do this week?
I know, right?
I was just like, we started talking about Patreon really fast in the episode. Yeah, sorry to cut you off.
I just get the ball running and shit. All right, we're going. Right. Let's get into it. But yeah, it was a really great service. A lot of people had a lot of positive things to say about him. It was really like fucking inspiring.
K.O.N did like
I did like a little
/rap. It was a verse, but
it was like a fucking poem, and it becomes
kind
like
of a poem, kind of I don't know.
It started off as a poem and became a full blown rap.
Yeah.
At some point and shit.
Respected the hell out of that. It was really, really good.
Yeah, because his mom had asked me to do a poem, and I was just like, oh man, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's hard to do stuff like that. And just the night before, I was kind of like, damn, I do want to have like bullet points for what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
You know. And I was like, fuck, man, this is gonna take. It's going to take so long to write what I'd really want to say. And I was kind of like, I want to see what the vibe is of it. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, when I seen it was in a church, there's a pastor there were certain things I was going to say. I did still say it in the stuff I'd said, but, like, I didn't know how people would take to it. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking speaking the gospel, yo.
Because, I mean, that was like... That was like my honest to God like feelings and shit. I was just like, you know, I'd been raised in the church, and like I'd seen people like in the front row, and they have like a lot of hate in their hearts and shit. But someone like Jamal, I think like he was a Christian before he became one. You know what I'm saying? Like he always had like the spirit in his heart and shit, and would always practice like forgiveness and not judging people, as opposed to someone who goes every Sunday, who's going to tell you what you should and should not do, fucking is going to tell you you're in the wrong. But I thought Grade was not like that. I thought Grade was like a person who always had love in his heart and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I didn't know, like, thinking of that shit, you know what I'm saying? Because I never wrote any of that down. I just was thinking about it the day before. I was like, fuck it. I don't want to offend anybody. I'm like, hold on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, don't be disrespecting church or whatever like that and shit. So when I couldn't really write down the shit I wanted to say, I was like, fuck, let me just write down, I guess, a poem, or like, I was originally going to write it down not rhyming, and then it just started to rhyme and shit. And I was like, all right, fuck it. I'll just make it into some fucking rap and shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was fucking dope. It was really dope, man. It was really fucking dope seeing a lot of people we hadn't seen in a while. You know what I'm saying? Reminiscing over our lost brother and shit.
Yeah, it was definitely a good ceremony, and just I don't know. I felt like it was a very proper send off, send away.
Oh, definitely, for sure.
And yeah, because we've been like sort of like just dealing with it a little bit, and you know, we talked about it, I think, like 3 or 4 episodes ago on the podcast. We kind of do a big segment dedicated to him and shit. And other than that, we haven't really, like, sat to, like, soak with it and shit. So actually, like, going to the funeral service or whatever was very... It was, man, I suck in those fucking situations, dude. I just hate going to shit like that. It's never fun.
It's fucking hard, man. Like, that shit's fucking hella hard. Like, it's weird because it's like, you could be at one of those things and shit and just fucking, nothing's really connecting and shit, and then it just connects like, oh, this is what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, oh, fuck. You know, like, it's a really weird situation. You know what I mean? Like, all that type of shit is, like, so weird because, like, it doesn't always hit you at once. Like, it's so, like... fragmented, you know what I'm saying? Because like as a person, it's like your defense mechanism to like understand it but not really accept it or not really come to terms with how serious it is. You know, like I remember just looking at pictures of him and I'm like, oh fuck, like we're looking at pictures to decide what to use for his funeral. You know, and I'm like, damn, I'm never gonna see an older picture of him, or you know what I'm saying? Like it just hits you weird like that, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we're just gonna continue to keep it pushing.
Yeah, definitely in the memory of Grade A. You know, like to me that was like the dopest shit. Like on that Kendrick album where it's like that Tupac interview, and he's like, "You're not even rapping. It's just like all your dead homeboys like rapping for you, or it's just all your dead homies like speaking for you or whatever." I was like, "Damn, that's fucking dope, man." Yeah.
So, fuck yeah, man. I think we're gonna. I don't know. We got more music and shit from them that
for sure
we'll incorporate into the podcast at some point.
Definitely.
But yeah. I think that's about it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, guys. If you've made it this far, the camera has turned off, so we apologize for the black screen for the last couple minutes.
But if you're one of those people who are stuck in space right now listening to it, all you've been seeing is a black screen for the rest of eternity.
Man, if they made it in space and listened to the whole hour of the podcast, I'm kind of impressed.
Oh, for sure.
If they're in space listening to because didn't you say something about like alien?
Oh yeah, they're in their stomach. They're coming out. Don't think there's not. Don't think I forgot about that.
Hasn't happened yet?
No. It's still in there. It's still eating its food.
Okay.
It's like in the movie Alien. You seen the movie Alien, right, where it pops out the stomach?
No. I know what you're talking about.
It's been parodied to death like the other shit.
Right,
so
exactly.
For sure.
I've probably seen it before.
Yeah, if you watch The Simpsons, it's basically every
Alien
good part
Predator.
from a movie and shit. Yeah, I'm sure it's an Alien versus Predator too.
I've seen Alien skits tons of times on Family Guy and
because like when the mouth comes out, it sticks like an egg in them or whatever.
Ah, interesting.
Or maybe it's little face huggers.
Interesting.
I don't know. But it's in that guy's stomach wherever he's at in outer space.
All right, guys. Episode 30.
Holy fuck, man.
We on 3. Oh, this is crazy. I didn't even like think of, oh shit, we're at 30 episodes.
The podcast has to decide what it's trying to do with its life. It's not playing around anymore.
Right, man.
It's at that 30-year mark.
So yeah, episode 30 of the DOMS and K.O.N. podcast. Hopefully we get this out in a somewhat timely fashion.
Fuck yeah, we will.
It's Monday right now.
I believe.
Hopefully we'll have it out this week.
Yeah, for sure. I think we can.
I think without doing all the extra shit, we'll be able
without technical difficulties.
yeah, we'll be able to get it out this week. Yeah. So we're gonna. I just want to apologize for all that shit again. Computer problems, and I'm trying to get it all fixed, but you guys are just gonna have to bear with us and sort of take the DOMS and K.O.N podcast as it comes.
Fuck yeah.
All right, guys. Episode 30 of the DOMS and K.O.N podcast. I'm DOMS.
I'm K.O.N.
Peace.
Peace.
Take it easy, y'all.